Joining me now is Jim Gray, Fox sportscaster and Fox News contributor. Jim, good to have you with us. We are finally hearing from Janae Rice on all of this, and you know, she has basically said that she's forgiven him and that she wants him very much to play again. What did you think about what you heard there?
Well, it's their relationship and it's their life, and if they're ready to move forward, then why not? I mean, it's between her and her child and her husband, and you know, she feels as though that she wants to forgive him and move forward, and that their relationship can be a relationship that they can continue to have. So that's not for anybody else to judge or decide. That's for them to decide. And if she's comfortable with it, then I don't know why anybody else wouldn't be.
Yeah. What about on the NFL side? Because the judge basically, overturned it, said that there was no reason, said that the decision was arbitrary to go from a suspension of 2 games and then an indefinite suspension after that second tape surfaced. She said that was an arbitrary decision and that it was an abuse of discretion. What do you think about that?
Well, it's like he was convicted twice is what she decided for the same thing, that the NFL had all the information, that there was nothing ambiguous about it, and that the commissioner had everything in front of him that he needed to know, and then to punish him further because of the backlash in public opinion when the tape came out, she didn't feel as though was the proper process, and that should happen, that he had already paid the price and that he had been punished, and that should stand because the NFL policy on conduct is not set in stone, and it was kind of make it up as you go along, and we're still waiting for that to come out of the NFL office, and supposedly we're supposed to have that here pretty soon, possibly December or maybe just after the Super Bowl. So her findings were not helpful in any way, shape, or form to the National Football League or to the commissioner in terms of this investigation.
And Janae Rice essentially agrees with that finding. She says they knew all along what the situation was.
Well, she was there and she was part of it, and she says that Ray, she said, told the truth to the commissioner and to everybody involved, including the team and those who were in the NFL meeting with Commissioner Roger Goodell. When asked about Roger Goodell, if in fact he was telling the truth or he was lying, she would not call him a liar. She would, however, say that as far as she was concerned, he was not telling the truth.
Yeah. What now? Apparently there are a few teams that are looking at Ray Rice. Does he return to the field? If so, when? What does his future look like?
I've spoken to several teams and several owners, and I do not see a path for Ray Rice right now to come back into the National Football League. It would be very difficult for the public relations to overcome that videotape of him hitting her in the elevator. I just think that it's way too much for a fan base to take on, both female and male fans, and so I don't see that happening. Perhaps next year he would get an opportunity. He's also out of football shape. He hasn't played in a football game and coming up on a year. And he's also in decline in his career. He averaged just 3.1 yards per carry last year, down to 660 yards from a high in 2011 of just under 1,400 yards and 4.7 yards per carry. So his production on the field is going down. The videotape is very, very difficult for any team anywhere to try and portray that to their fans, as this is a guy who's been rehabbed after just these few short weeks. So perhaps after the offseason, if he shows contrition, gets some help, and makes some proper steps along that line, he'll get another opportunity.
And what about speaking out about abuse? She said that she feels like God put them in this situation in order to shed light on other abusive situations for other people. Would that in the end be helpful for him to do?
Well, if he can help others and they can help others, then terrific. You know, you can't tell people how to feel. They feel how they feel, and if they feel that God has put them in this position and that's why she got hit in the elevator and now good can come from it, that's how they feel. I mean, none of us are in their heads.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, he wants to play again in the National Football League. She wants to move on with her relationship with Ray Rice, and we're just going to have to play it out in terms of the NFL. But in terms of those two, that's between them, Martha.
Jim, thank you very much. Jim Gray.
Maybe not this year, but they said a lot of this about Michael Vick, right, when that dog mauling scandal happened.
You know, I don't know if there's a moral equivalent in those two things or in a way to look at that. I mean, we all saw what he did to his wife, then fiancé. Whether or not they can get past it personally and professionally, maybe two different questions.